The movie begins with you, S, narrating the story, and a woman recounting events. The setting is a harsh, post-apocalyptic world shaped by a nuclear war that has made life almost impossible. We see scattered people struggling to survive. The protagonist remembers children being born in front of him, but now he is trying to escape in his car from people who can read his thoughts. However, they manage to capture and kill him. These people are described as marking mosque signs and placing others as signals. Despite trying to flee, they find him because he opens a door, revealing his location. They recognize him, and he learns that his escape plan is compromised. Later, we are introduced to a mysterious leader with a strange name and appearance, altered due to the lack of resources and the degradation of human health. Their genetics and features have changed over time. This leader controls protected areas, including those with water resources, while the rest of the land remains barren. People survive in harsh conditions, and society has fractured due to a lack of basic necessities like water. The story also follows a man who leaves his family, including his wife and father, to survive. Within 5 minutes of leaving his area, he witnesses the desperate need for water among people. Meanwhile, military factions emerge, led by predators who explore abandoned cities searching for fuel and ammunition. When one group ventures east, they encounter an incapacitated individual who forces them to rethink their plans. The movie seems to blend elements of survival, societal collapse, and the resilience of humanity in a dystopian setting. They mentioned his direction, and at that moment, he realized that oil was his wife's only hope. He wanted to invest in it to ensure the birth of a healthy child. France celebrated their vehicle after it endured hardships, but he left with a significant obsession due to the war, ensuring the car was fortified at the front to maintain friendships. A battle erupts at the University of Rio, and as he faces them, he encounters a storm. Upon entering it, the soldiers with him realize it is something else entirely, perhaps their own fears manifesting. They attempt to kill her, but the storm disrupts their efforts. Only one soldier remains after the storm, but not for long. When he emerges from the vehicle post-storm, he attempts to secure Mexico by tying something to it. However, nothing seems to work. The virus renders the car useless, but he manages to seize control of Air Zone 5, where one of the women is pregnant with a child. She pleads for peace and requests the message to be delivered. The military intervenes, attempting to create a chain of command, but chaos ensues. In a dramatic turn, one of the soldiers tries to kill her with a gun. She takes advantage of the situation, forcing the soldier into submission. As tension rises, women intervene, pulling him down to the ground and taking control of the unfolding events. This story portrays a mix of survival, human conflict, and unexpected alliances amid a chaotic, post-apocalyptic setting. The translation is unclear and fragmented, making it challenging to provide an accurate rendering. However, here's an attempt to translate it while preserving its original flow. The need is with us but does not harm it, and we are capable of insisting on it as a gain because the boycott does not detract from the efforts. They proceed with the series, but the whole exhibit is about the car ride, and they fled because they wanted to go to a place called the Green Place at any cost. The circus agreed on the condition that my phone would connect to the Iron Channel, which enabled the vehicle. After driving a little, they arrive at the castle for perspective to prepare for what's next and to address issues. With them was someone who eats human flesh. During that time, the car provided something to determine if it was viable. They were able to access the Iron Channel, reaching its final point. This was in France and the car was in poor condition, but they managed to overcome that. However, the match ended with the car bowing twice in the air. They moved through Yusuf Valley, gaining control after previous setbacks and strikes. They struck a deal to pass safely, but the tension turned against them when they discovered there was an army behind them. This led to a private confrontation that created many problems with quality. Eventually, Russia and the Arab nation realized that the gang posed a threat to the mountain, prompting them to intervene to prevent it. This translation still retains some ambiguity due to the original's lack of clarity. If you can provide additional context or rephrase certain parts, I can refine the translation further. The army continues to advance. It was the one that moved the car, and I didn't know that they had a vehicle with them, disguised. The gang was not on the road. Russo Max seemed to be attacking them. from a position that could make him achieve it. He tried to shoot at the virus fire, but the truth is that the match was life itself, and the ministry was above that. So he attacked them because he was afraid for his son. He was hit by the 19th shot. In one of the clauses, this is the divorce, and most of the air forces said that he could control the car during the virus outbreaks. So Jay agreed with weapons and tried to attack France. But Ibn Jubayr was one of the steps pulling Brussels. But for them to manage the plan, they tried Emirates Airlines. The pregnant woman wants to help them, but she signed the obligation. His car is special for what reason? He knows that one of Joy's nurses has died. To the end of Arabic, I counted and understood that he was wrong and that they laugh at him, and then we see them inside. In the car in the swamp, and the car starts walking. With my soul and with it, John's allies from his city were against them. The ammunition and the team started on it and fired on it. It was given to them and the virus started from them. Many people died. He was with the doctor who told him that he could not see. There is a soul in it, but the child may be something. They say that the stomach was opened and the doctor actually created the baby. He got a little nervous when he saw that. He wasn't his son. Max tried and they moved the car, or not one. He told them that he would stay with them and know the way the fourth of these swamps can come out. Arabic, from what he described, hitting the fire, that was different. When the army decided to take a group of them, he directed the army on demand, do what it can and kill. A large number of them returned well, and she said, there were faces in the green place that others had kidnapped. When they arrived, France, one of the tribe, knew him and each has his own, and you will still see someone else from his tribe. Many died due to famine, and Max was worried about them. They go to the salt marshes, maybe the place is good. The attackers decided, but because of the flu, with the decision to make them, I swear to God, we must return to Ali. The castle could take everything in it as long as the army. Because they see the castle to spend it, and he starts to return from again, he enters into a relationship with the tribe. And his team, Max wanted to fight her, but he was falling. There was another team, but there was one who could not. He takes advantage of the moment he hits her with his knife next to her and kills her. Pakistan's oil is caught in a car at any time. It was bad and Arabic is still empty. In the market, one of its replacements is not good at times. Joey, but as long as he has it, this competition applies to Firewad and Maxi. They beat me and I was able to get the car inside all of us. The car that was in the second car market, and Benjoy appears and decides that he is ready to go. Naksab sacrifices himself and is destined to get rid of him. The rest ran away and felt sad. Whoever was one of them has finished and is starting an office. Of blood and horsemanship, while she was unconscious, Anshan saves their lives. And when they arrived, people knew. The next one is ready and welcomed, and we have arrived. The new ruler, because he confirmed it would be better than she can control games, and war quotes as well, who welcomed it with them, and in the end it opened God. For all Alatwani, I referred after a ruling live it, and in the